Welcome, everybody. Are you going to join us for our next movie review? Welcome to FYC Film Review. I'm your host, Gagne. With me, as always, my partner, Naldo. How you doing, buddy?
What's up, man? How's it going, everybody? What's new?
Uh, we're
Our
changing it up. Our
yes.
our film today
Mm-hmm.
is what?
Oh my gosh, we have a delightful film called RRR. Now, this isn't something that we normally would have gravitated to, but it's been word of mouth, and I've had a couple of people recommend this to me. And this is an Indian movie. So this is our first Indian movie that we're covering. It's called RRR, and it's directed by S.S. Rajamouli. So I'm not going to pretend that I know who he is or who the characters are, but we're going to get into this movie and we're going to dissect it a little bit, and we're going to tell you our final rating because it is an ultimate ride once you start watching this movie.
Yeah, I love when we watch a new film that neither of us have seen and it's recommended from people who watch the show. So thank you, everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. So right off the bat, this movie is 3 hours and 7 minutes. Now, normally we both do not like these long movies, but I need to ask you, what did you think of the runtime, and how did you hold up?
So, full disclosure, I did not watch this in one sitting. I
Okay.
watched pretty much the halfway mark to the minute, and then
Okay.
picked it back up about an hour later. So I think
Okay.
it needs to be broken up. It's a lot of movie. There's a lot of story.
Yeah.
Um, I wouldn't necessarily know what I would cut, even though my stance still is that I just don't think movies need to be over 3 hours long. So
Agreed.
I could probably find a couple things, but it feels nitpicky. The movie's too fun to say, oh, well, chop that out and it'll be better.
Yeah. Okay. I took breaks here and there, but the 3 hours to me did not feel like it was 3 hours. I
Could
was
agree with that.
having a blast with this movie, watching it. Just my mouth was wide open, my jaw hit the floor, and I'm just like, what is going on? I need to know what's going on. Oh my gosh, are you serious? I was just on the edge of my seat, laughing. This movie even had heart too.
Yeah.
The chemistry between these two actors is off the charts. I've seen movies where like a couple has really bad chemistry, and these two guys, out of just pure friendship and brotherhood, the chemistry is just fantastic. Some of the best I've ever seen on film.
Wow, that's a bold statement, my friend.
Sorry, it's
Yeah,
true.
they're very charismatic. I loved both of the leads. They have fun with it. They're good at it. It's new to watch an action romance drama play out with song and dance. That's just
Yeah.
not common in American cinema unless it's an actual musical, and so you're expecting. And so they I was expecting it to be taken, like, to take me out of the story almost when that happens, but they do it so well. I mean, it fits with what's happening during the film. And
Right.
there's yeah, our character Beam Ice, who has a great solo at one point where he's just trying to show the people that he's triumphing. I mean, there's a lot to this. There's so much.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
good.
did you want to get up and dance the dance number? I
I mean, I
did.
definitely was tapping my legs and like into it. It didn't catch me as off guard as I was expecting. I was expecting to be like, okay, this doesn't fit with what I'm seeing on screen, but
Yeah.
it just, they do it so well.
Yeah, the opening scene is it looks so good. I mean, the scenery in this is beautiful. I'm just gonna say it. It's beautiful scenery. And then you got this little girl, and then they kidnap her, and all hell breaks loose by the British Army, and you're just like, oh my gosh, what am I in for? And right off the bat, you're just hooked. So it's done very well. And again, everything looks so good in this movie. I'm just surprised because I normally don't gravitate to these films, but after watching this, I want more. I want more. Sorry, I do.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to find another one that's kind of on that top of the list and throw it in the rotation, because I was very entertained by this film. The action scenes are extremely well choreographed.
Yeah.
Um, Everyone just knows what they're doing in this movie. Like, it's I watched it on Netflix and it was dubbed. So
Same
I
here.
feel like I didn't lose anything, but I think I would have enjoyed it a little bit more to not have the English dubbing, because I wanted to get what the characters were conveying, and sometimes I'm worried that like when you're getting dubbed, you don't
You don't
it's
get all
getting
of it.
things are getting lost in translation. But
Yeah.
that being said, like again, for I don't know what the budget was, but the effects were actually really good. Some of the animals, you can tell they're fake, but like, what are you going to do? It's a tiger jumping out at, attacking people. That fight scene, by the way, their first face off is epic. Like I could go back and just watch that again a couple times, because their face off with how they're the spinning the fire and using
Yeah.
the elements with the water. It just, I was like, yes, I'm here for this.
Okay. I think the first really intense scene for me was when Raju, the soldier, they told him, "Hey, I want this guy and I want him alive. Who's gonna get him?" And he goes, he jumps over the fence and he just starts going for this one guy. People are throwing rocks at him. He just keeps going. He's like a super soldier. He's like Captain America of India, and he's just amazing. I'm like, who is this guy? So that's the scene that I was just like, wow, okay, this is gonna be good.
I still was in the like, so I guess I was so shocked by it that I was still in the like, what is this going to be? Like,
Yeah.
what, they just jump right into it. And so,
Yeah.
they give you the title card of the story and you just get what you explain,
Right.
the girl gets kidnapped by the British Empire. I guess this is in
Yeah.
the 1920s in India, occupied by, Britain at the time.
Yeah.
Ray Stevenson plays a great general, if you will. He of Thor
He's a good bad
fame.
guy.
Yeah, he plays a really good bad guy.
Yeah.
And his wife was none other than Elsa from the Indiana Jones movie.
Great knowledge.
Yeah, so I had to look that up. I was like, she looks so familiar. But you're right. The film doesn't kind of take any breaks, really. Like it
No.
really just jumps from so much, because you've got two leads, you've got two stories you're telling that can converge. I I will say I thought it was a little weak about how Fire was his motivation for betraying his friend. Like they play that they're such good buddies that like
Yeah.
I felt like the payoff for why he was doing it wasn't as strong as like his breaking the bond of this guy who he felt was like a brother to him at the time. So
Yeah, but he's doing it for his country, for his village. He made a promise to his dad.
I'm
So
not saying I know. I thought it was a little flimsy. Like, I would, maybe necessarily flip on my buddy for that. But
get out of here. Get out of here, Jack. He's fighting for the love and his village. Come on. His backstory, Raji's backstory with his dad and the gun. Oh my gosh, dude. I was like, I just, again, this whole movie just had me on the edge of my seat. And then it brought me back with these heartfelt moments between these two guys with their friendship and their brotherhood. And then you throw in that amazing dance sequence of the film. I'm just like, this
the
movie
dance
has
off, man.
everything for me. Oh,
The party dance off was epic.
yeah.
I mean, just that whole song, I mean, just was awesome and
Yeah.
well choreographed. And
Didn't it win a Golden Globe for that song? I thought
did
it
it
just won a
really?
Golden Globe. Yeah, I think
Oh,
so.
that's amazing if it did. I didn't actually pay attention to the Golden Globes, but that's
Yeah.
fantastic if it did. And well deserved. Like they do so much well in this movie. Like it's
Yeah.
just from action to the love story that Beam has with the British. I don't know,
British gal.
she's a niece of, they don't really go into
Yeah.
their stories very much, but yeah, falling in love with her and
Yeah.
how his friend helps him with, kind of break
Oh,
that ice.
that was so funny. Oh man, I loved it. I think you just said something that did bug me a little bit as well. Was the animal scenes, the CGI on the animals? I know there's a lot of CGI in this, and you got to suspend belief. But with the animals, it kind of took me out, just because you can really tell that the animals were just okay, all right, whatever.
Yeah, and they don't explain it for a long time until the animals come into play, and so when they do, you're kind of like, okay, well, I guess it makes sense. He did need some help, but also, yeah, I hear that. I think the saving the kid where they first become friends with the horse and the motorcycle on a bridge jumping off together, like the fact that he was 2 football fields away and gave a couple signs and they totally knew what it meant and we're like, cool, we're gonna go jump off the bridge.
They're superhuman, man. They're
in sync,
somehow
man.
superhuman, and I loved it. They're like the Avengers or something. It's
He
wonderful.
jumped off with the flag, and I was like, "What is he gonna do with the flag?" And I'm like, "Oh, of course he is."
Yeah, he had to get it wet so he could wrap himself because it was going to be fire.
Yeah, it's just it's good. It's some of the best stuff I've seen in a movie in a long time.
I agree. Yeah. I don't know, man. I could talk about this movie for a while. I could just keep gushing and gushing, but if I keep doing that, I'll probably have to buy it flowers and take it on a day or something. You want to rate it?
I think we should rate it.
Let's rate it. All right. 1 to 5. We're gonna go with dance offs. 1 dance off, just a really bad movie, and 5 dance offs. Just wonderful. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I think yours might be a little bit higher. So
Okay.
I'm gonna go with 3.5 dance offs. I really enjoyed it. I had a good time with it. Like I said, the running time I could do, a little shorter, but all in all, man, I mean, it's something I would totally recommend to somebody. Go in with 0 expectations and just ride the RRR, the Rise Roar Revolt train.
Yeah. Okay. 3.5 dance offs, right? Okay. I love this film. I had no idea what I was going into. I had no idea, and just it got me. It hooked me. I'm watching clips now online. I'm watching the dances. I'm trying to figure out what they're saying, and I don't normally do this, but I am going with a 5 for this movie.
Whoa.
I absolutely love this movie. This is one of my new favorite movies, and my buddy will tell you I don't normally give 5s, but this is deserving of a 5 in my eyes. Wonderful. This is what a movie should be like. I wish the American directors can take note and just kind of bring that into the American films, because this movie just had me hooked and I loved every minute of it. There was no one moment where I'm like, oh, this sucks, I don't want to eat this. I was in it all 3 hours and 7 minutes. Even at the very ending, that last dance scene, the finale when they're dancing, right? Yeah. Oh my gosh, I loved it. I felt like I was tearing up. I felt like everything just coming full circle and we're dancing, we're happy, and I wanted to dance. I wanted to, even my wife loved it. We both loved this.
5 out of 5. We're gonna have to go back and actually log what our actual scores are since we started this show, but I don't think you've given more than 1 or 2 5s.
No, ever. I've only given 2 movies a 5, and I'm not gonna tell people only 2 movies a 5 out of all the movies we've rated, and this is the 3rd one.
That's a bold statement. Look, I can't disagree. It's fun, and to all American filmmakers, make your fucking movies fun.
Absolutely.
That's what everybody wants. If you're gonna make me sit for 3 hours, make it entertaining. James Cameron.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna go see that tomorrow.
Good luck. It's not as good as RRR, I'll tell you that much.
Okay.
That's all we got. Please go watch this movie. Please let us know what you think, and we appreciate you checking out FYC Film Review. I'm your host Gagne. With me as always, my partner Naldo.
Have a good one, everybody. Go watch this. Go watch it. It's on Netflix. Just watch it and just enjoy the ride, because it is one in a lifetime experience. At least for me it was. I've never seen it. Major shout out to all the writers, the producers, directors of this movie. This just touched me and I loved it. So kudos to all of you guys.
Love it. We'll check you next time.
Have a good one, everybody.